Hello there. In this tutorial I'm going to demonstrate the four major things that you are likely to want to do with your video clips or your still images: moving, resizing, rotating and cropping. I'll start by moving into my sequence a still image, and the first thing we'll notice is that it exactly fits to the viewer window. In other words, Blender has automatically scaled it to fit. Now, one of the things we can do here is apply three sets of scaling: scale to fit, scale to fill, which will fill the frame, which may involve some cropping, or stretch to fill, which will not keep the aspect ratio. So I'll go back to scale to fit, which is the default. If I wanted to, I could also clear all of the transformations so that you can see here the original penguin was actually larger than my sequence size, which we can see up here in the output properties was 1920 by 1080. So I'll go back to scale to fit. Now if we want to change the scaling manually, we can leave the mouse hovered over this area here in the viewer window, press S for scale, and just visually resize it to the amount that we want. I'll zoom out a bit so we can see the checkerboard area is the full frame, and we can press S and scale it up and down as much as we want. If we click on the strip properties here, we can see as I do that the scaling amount on the right is changing, and they X and Y both change simultaneously, which keeps it in proportion. We'll commit that by clicking with the left mouse button or pressing enter. We can also scale by just dragging over these figures here, which lets us scale by a numeric amount. I'll press undo to undo that. Or if I click and drag downwards, it selects both of them, and then I can drag left or right to scale it in proportion. I'll undo that again. Another thing I can do is type in S and then just type in a number like 2, press enter. So S2, enter, doubles the size of it, or S.5, enter, halves the scale. So S for scale. Now to rotate, I can press R for rotate, and now I can rotate it like so and get it lined up exactly how I want it. And you'll notice on the right, I'll press escape to cancel that. On the right you can see the rotation amount is changing, and I can just rotate it manually like this by just dragging across the rotate field. I'll press Control Z to undo that. I can also rotate numerically by typing in R, 90, enter, and that will rotate it exactly 90 degrees. Undo, R minus 90, enter, rotates it in the other direction. Or R 180, enter, that flips it 180 degrees. I need to type in 0 here to go back to the original rotation. And finally I can move it by typing in G for grab and move it around, and you'll see lines appearing which let you exactly center it like that, or exactly put it in the corner, or exactly put it in this corner. So by grabbing, I can visually see exactly where the penguin is going to go. So I might, for example, grab and drop into the sequence the railway track. I'll type in S to scale that down and move that to one corner, so I've sort of got a picture-in-picture effect. I'll make the penguin sequence longer. I'll press Control End to make the strip that long. And we will see the train moving and the penguin off to the left. So I might scale the penguin down and put him over there, and that's scaling and rotating. Finally, we might need to crop something. Like, for example, on this train, you'll see as I click on these, I'm selecting them. There's a white border here showing it's selected. Now if I click on the train, the white border goes around there to show that selected. Now the train is selected and I scroll down slightly here to crop. I can crop the image like so. I might only want that part, and crop the right hand part like that. So scale, rotation, moving and cropping can all be done very easily and visually. Thanks for watching.